If you've ever wondered why you can play a piece beautifully once you've memorized it, but freeze the moment new music is in front of you, here's the truth. Sight reading isn't one skill, it's actually 6 separate skills. And when a student struggles, it's almost never all 6 at once. It's 1 or 2 specific gaps hiding underneath what looks like, I'm just not a good reader. Let me walk you through them. Reading recognition is the first and most basic one. Actually knowing what a note is sitting on that line or space instantly, without stopping to count up from middle C every time. This is the skill most beginners lean on entirely, and it's also the one that stalls out fastest under pressure, because counting takes time and the music isn't going to give that to you. What I teach my students is that as fast as you can tell me that this is a C, you need to be able to tell me that this is a C. It has to be instant recognition. The second skill is intervals. Now, what is an interval? An interval is just the distance between 2 notes. And if I were to do that on the piano, here's a second, a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, or octave. So when we look at intervals on the staff, we need to judge the distance between 2 notes at a glance. Instead of naming each note one at a time like we have here on the slide, C and E, what we want to do instead is to just see the jump. See that this is, in this case, a third apart, or a fifth, or a seventh, or a sixth, or whatever. And your hand already roughly knows how far to travel before you've consciously identified either note. This is what separates reading from translating. The next skill is called pattern recognition, and this is spotting shapes that repeat. Things like scales, chords, sequences, arpeggios. Once you recognize the pattern, you're not reading note by note anymore, you're actually reading in chunks. The same way that a fluent reader who sees whole words instead of reading or sounding out letters is reading. You're reading the music. The next skill we want to talk about is visual tracking. And this is about where your eyes are pointed. Fluent readers keep their eyes slightly ahead of where their hands actually are, scanning what's coming ahead instead of where they're currently playing. Without this, you're always reacting and you're a beat behind instead of anticipating. And you can see here, the hand is where the blue is, but the eyes are already looking ahead to where the orange is. They're anticipating the next move so that you're not surprised by it. The next skill we want to talk about is hand awareness. This is your hands finding their way around the keyboard without your eyes doing the work. It's what lets you stay on the page instead of constantly glancing back down to check. Now, you are going to have to glance down to check, and there is an art to that. You always need to make sure you know where you are on the music, take that glance down, but then the all-important step is to get your eyes back up here. A trained pianist or musician can do this in just a nanosecond, but it is a skill you need to practice, and we need a fair amount of what we call proprioception, just that sixth sense of where we are on the keyboard, so that when you are looking down, it's a very deliberate glance, and you're usually looking for 1 or 2 specific bits of information, and you can see that out of the periphery of your eye. So I won't go any deeper into that, but I think you get the general idea. Okay. The sixth skill is rhythmic stability. And a good sense of rhythm requires 2 things. It requires the mental understanding of the time signature and being able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And it's also the ability to feel that pulse. If you've practiced counting out loud enough times, you start to internalize the correct pulse, and it becomes just more natural part of you. Now, if it's still difficult to do this, it's going to eat up more bandwidth and it's going to slow you down when you're reading music. So, as with any of these skills, they're all separate and they're all trainable. Most students can be strong in some and kind of quietly behind in others, which is exactly why generic practice advice so often doesn't fix the actual problem. If you've ever wondered which of these 6 skills is your gap, that's really what a proper sight reading diagnostic is for. I have a reading assessment down in the comments below. Go ahead and click on that, and I'd be happy to help you sort this out because you absolutely can improve in sight reading.